Typical celebrities try to live quiet lives. They just get on with their day-to-day business like most of us do. They'll wander around wearing normal clothes, they'll go out to eat, they'll take their kids to school, and they'll enjoy their life at home. The only time they make news is when they've got something to promote. Maybe it's a book or a film or a television appearance, whatever it is. And then they are pushed out onto the media to make the rounds. And then after that, they go back to obscurity until the next big event. I mean, even members of the royal family typically disappear for a few days at a time, and when they make news, it's usually just for a day or so, unless maybe they're on a state visit, as King Charles is right now, and at that time, of course, events are covered in detail. And that is the way that people like it. People do not want to be bombarded day after day with articles about their lives. Instead, usually people want to learn about them when they've got something genuine to tell us, something interesting. But of course, it is not so with Meghan and Harry. They are shoving themselves in our faces day after day with their complaining and their whining. They're showing up in boring pictures, going into restaurants, using the front door rather than the more private back one, because of course they want to be seen. They do it all on purpose. They try to make themselves seem interesting. So this game of will they, won't they is encouraged, whether it's regarding a response to the coronation invitation or what they're going to do next. And we can say the same of the invisible kids, because we have not even seen a view of Archie Fishel from the front since he was a tiny baby. And well, we've never gotten to see what Invisibet really looks like, except for that Christmas card when the children could definitely have been borrowed or rented. And they're doing this intentionally because they want there to be a lot of media and public speculation about them. I mean, just think about all of the strange things that we have wondered about, like, do the children exist? Did Meghan even give birth to those kids? Was a surrogate involved? Did they adopt the kids? And also, what do they even look like? Why don't we ever see them out in public? What do they do all day? Do they have any friends they get to play with? The list goes on and on. Honestly though, at this point, we are bored with the two of them and their antics. Meghan wanted to be the most famous person on the planet. Well, I think she may have achieved that goal, but I do wonder if she's happy. I don't think she is. And I wonder if the result is what she wanted it to be. I mean, she's only famous because she married Harry, and since then she has spent millions of dollars on self-serving PR. Neither of them, though, has achieved anything real except notoriety, of course. They're not known for doing any good work. They're not known for doing hard work. They're not known for going out there and helping people who need it. No, Meghan made it obvious when she was still a member of the royal family that she was only going to do some volunteering if she gets paid for it. I mean, who are they really at the end of the day? Why do we even need to know so much about them? And more importantly, why are people so fascinated by them and their antics? Well, it's probably because they are so horrible. I mean, they are an awful couple of people, and it's like watching this train wreck in slow motion as they go down and down the social hierarchy. And it seems like they still don't understand just how awful they really are. In fact, if we can believe the stories that we've heard, Meghan still believes that she's going to come up with some great idea that's going to make her dream come true, that she's going to be loved and admired, and she's going to be so popular and also incredibly wealthy. Well, if she thinks that's going to happen, then she must believe that we have very short memories indeed. The two of them are beyond redemption. The only way for them is straight down. And that's why most people in the US and people in the UK too, and probably most other people all around the world, are just sick and tired of them. We're bored with them. There's just too much publicity and there is nothing positive to say about anyone or anything. I mean, at the end of the day, they're just really not all that interesting. They are incredibly boring. Honestly, sometimes I suspect that those two are some kind of weird media experiment. But anyway, we Americans do not like Harry thanks to his lack of decorum and decency, his illegal behavior as a druggie and a promoter of drug abuse, for his attempts to interfere with our civil rights while insulting our Constitution. Yeah, that earned him no fans. I mean, he acts like he's above the law. Well, honey, in the US, you sure aren't. And he's got this false sense of entitlement. He believes that he knows so much and that he can tell us what we need to do with our private lives and how to live in our own country. His abuse of our hospitality and freedom is just disgusting. And he's trying to have a royal court in a country that does not have a monarchy. And then Meghan Markle, well, she is an incredibly crass woman. She believes that in fact she's more royal than Harry is. She believes herself to be a princess or a queen or something, and she demands to be treated like one. She expects to be addressed as HRH Princess Meghan of Sussex, and then after her introduction, she expects to get a bow when people meet her. The both of them are just two clueless malcontents who are trying to destroy and damage our space, our culture, our beliefs, and our country. So no, of course we don't like them. We don't need them either. In fact, we just wish they would leave us all alone and just leave America too. And it is not only Americans who feel this way, it's basically everybody else in the world who has access to the internet and TV. They just will not shut up about their alleged problems. And by the way, their problems are mostly made up. They have attacked their families, they have talked about how much they hate Harry's family. Well, Harry was raised in an incredibly privileged background, and he never wanted for anything. But he doesn't have any empathy, and he has no idea about how difficult our lives are. I mean, right now we are going through a worldwide recession, and Harry's whining about his father not giving him millions of dollars. So now he has to live on what, like 30 million or something? Most people are tired of his whining, and I'm sorry, but he cannot whine about money when we see how much money his awful wife spends on ill-fitting clothing and jewelry. Most people also have no respect for the fact that Meghan and Harry decided to run away from the UK in order to launch all their grenades across the Atlantic. Now, if you don't like them, alright, fine, but please shut up because nobody really cares. Normal people have much more important things to worry about than an insane woman and her problem that she's not number one in a different country. And I think the worst part of all of this is how they treated the poor late queen. I absolutely despise bullies and people who abuse their power. And of course, their power is connected to Harry's family and those titles. So I think it's fair to say that enough is enough. The press needs to stop following them around all the time. Now, before the Crown series and before Prince Harry married Meghan, I had managed to mostly ignore them. I wasn't super interested in them. I mean, I liked Diana, and I liked the stories that I heard about the royal family helping people. But the amount of coverage now is just ridiculous, and the family feud is a total turnoff. I do wish that Meghan and Harry had just stayed in Canada. I miss the old Hollywood celebrities. I mean, this new breed of celebrities is only focused on themselves. Everything has to be about them, and everyone else is just a prop to further their lives. Call me old-fashioned, but I just cannot get on board with this new trend. I mean, they're a lot like the Kardashians. They are truly famous for being famous. They are overexposed in the media, and they don't have any important achievements. Harry was doing a pretty good job with Invictus until he married Meghan, even though that idea was also based on the premise of the American Wounded Warrior game, so it's not like it was entirely original. Many people in the US had never even heard of Meghan from that cable TV show Suits until she was seen with Harry, and their constant complaining has put off many Americans, because coming from the royal family elevated them to a monetary and social status that most people would never be able to experience. So at this point, we just wish they would go away. And you, what do you think about Harry and Meghan? Please tell me your opinion below in the comments section, and we can also discuss your thoughts and feelings. If you think my video is useful, please remember to like and share it anytime you want. And please subscribe to Kate Middleton and the Queen News channel to get more interesting videos in the future. Thank you so much for tuning in, goodbye, and we'll be back to see you all tomorrow.